All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, YouTube. Thanks for joining me here. I am feeling 100% better than I felt yesterday. So thankful to feel good, guys. Health is vitality. Health is just so important, and we take it for granted so much. My hair is coming out. I'm just going to pull it down. I can never get my hair perfect unless I'm just going to throw it up and I don't care. There it goes. My hair is so thick, the elastic just broke. So anyways, I am feeling 100% better today. And I want to talk about some things here. So yesterday I was extremely sick. My mother used to get sick too with her periods. She used to throw up. She used to get sick. She used to take a lot on. My mother was a hard worker, and she took a lot on, not only working but taking care of other people. So so I did not have a struggle with my periods until I had kids, and that's okay. They are worth it. So what am I up to now? So I'm on TikTok now. I'm on TikTok. I'm with a lot of the younger girls, and I'm hearing, well, my abortion was different. And yes, all abortions are different, guys. They all have the family relationships, the boyfriend relationship. They all are different in some way, but yet they are the same. Abortion's wrong. Every single one of them is wrong. Women will say, well, my abortion was different, so it's justified. It was right for me because my boyfriend, he didn't love me. He was being abusive, whatever. There's no way I could afford or no way I could take care of a kid. We just had Christmas, right? Mary and Joseph had nothing, and they had a child. So, yes, every abortion is different, but every single one is wrong. And so I'm with the young girls looking at the conversations. I personally am pulling in abortion. There are people out there who, organizations, you can go to any pregnancy center, you can talk to them, you can get the help you need. Of course, they're not perfect. And I have made it very clear I feel they need to help women much more. We need it all the way up for moms. It's the most, after God and your marriage, it is the most important role in society is being a mother. They're not perfect. I have not seen enough support for women in general. I haven't seen enough in the churches. Pastors should be the number one people taking care of not only their church, but women who are abortion minded. I feel like it really needs to come into the home more. So that's what I'm looking to do. It will be community with my resources to help women, but I really feel like the relational part needs to be under the home. You can talk to others as I have, and I'm glad there's community. There is a place for it. I'm not saying it shouldn't be there. It is vital they are there because a lot of people don't have that home life. And when I went to a pregnancy center when I was pregnant with my firstborn, it was them who told me when I blurted out the forced abortion, that God forgives from the east to the west. If I did not have them there, I don't know how things would have went. Honestly, I don't. And I did not hear about God, and I didn't hear about this stuff. So I didn't know what I didn't know, right? So we do need that, and there is a place for it. But what I'm saying is I also feel like even more and even better is have a place for it at home. We need to rebuild homes. We need to have homes where relationships are healthy and vibrant, and the mother-daughter relationship is a huge part of this. We are not talking about the mother-daughter relationship. It is the mother's job to teach her daughter how to be a mom, to teach her how to care for her kids. And so I talk about my family. Today's my dad's birthday. I have some memories. I wasn't real close growing up to him. I mean, every time it was his birthday, when I was an adult, I would say, "What do you want?" And he'd say nothing. But, I have some memories. He just had his own stuff from him growing up, a lot with that kind of lifestyle he had on the farm. You know, there's just a lot there. But anyways, so we need dads to be there for their daughters, and we need moms to be there for their daughters. So again, I have shared about my mom and how she had a hard life in the projects, and she just couldn't be there. And she couldn't really be there, in a way that is intimate, in a way that encourages motherhood. Why would you want to be a mother if your mother was rotten to you, right? So there's a lot there generationally. We have not solved the mother-daughter relationship. We have not solved that in the generations. My mother-in-law did not have a good relationship with her mother. My mother, she was good to my grandmother in her older years, although there was still a lot unsolved. And as I look at, generation to generation, we have my older generation that has still not resolved things. And we were a society that could not talk. You couldn't talk about your mom. You couldn't talk about you couldn't talk about abortion. There's a lot of young girls now talking about it, which is good. So we need to talk. We need to talk and talk about things. And before we even get to the abortion, we should be able to talk to our daughters about boyfriends. My dad had said you're not dating until you're older. I'm thankful for that. You're not wearing makeup until you're older. I didn't understand it. All my friends could, but I couldn't. You're not staying at the dances. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. I am thankful my father protected me from, a boyfriend that was no good for me. But girls are starting even younger now, and we need to support parents more than ever. You want to be hands-on parents. You want to be involved in your kids' lives in every aspect, and dads need to be there for their girls and put boundaries up and say you're not dating until you are older. My dad would say you have plenty of time to date when you are older. Grateful for my dad saying you're not doing drugs. If you ever do drugs, you're basically not going to walk for a week. So my dad was strict in those ways, and I am thankful he was. But yet we need dads who are going to be there for their daughters in every single aspect of their lives to help them grow into, beautiful, vibrant women. For me, I became a Christian. We have a Father in heaven who takes up the orphans. And so last night I did a video to have peace. I have peace with my husband. He had made a decision, trying to blame me, but had made a decision on his own. And I was talking to someone the other day, and they had said, I would be devastated after 33 years of being married, and then your husband just decides to leave, just like that. And I'm like, it really didn't hit me too hard. It really didn't. I saw things coming. The fire really did not burn me. It really didn't. I am actually better for it. I am better for it. And so my father, he had disowned me years ago, and I had once went back with my little baby in my hands and tried to work it out, and he slammed the door on my face with a child in my hands. So his grandson, and I never looked back after that, guys. And the same thing with a guy. If he continues to, pull back, he's not in the videos he used to be in, pull back and not want to work at relationship with you, then you don't ever have to look back again, ladies. So it's time. I've got new goals. I've got new things going on. Yesterday was a quiet day for me. I really was in my own femininity. I had nothing to do, right? I I was just, being myself, being me, you know, very unpresumptuous, just childlike and hanging out. And it was a gift yesterday to be sick because it broke me and it made me just have more time to myself. But when it's time for me to work, and especially ladies, when you have to work, which is even more different than when you have a man in your life, you have more to take care of. You need to pick up that cross. You need to pick up that load, every day and be like, okay, I got things to do. Where's my list? What am I doing? So you don't have as much, I want to say maybe softness toward a man or as much time to really cultivate, him because you're busy working. It will be kind of surface, but when you don't have to work and you have plenty of time, you have more time to think of him. So, today I had my ideas in my head. I have a new cleaning place that wants to hire me. She was up front, which I appreciate it. She's like, look, I don't have a lot of clients. It's just going to be on call basis. And I'm like, that's fine. But yet, she not only does she not have her business up and going, but she didn't let me know until last minute today. She had to cancel a client. When you have a business, you do not want to be doing that. It's serious. People depend on you, right? So again, what are we looking at as a business? What kind of business do you have? Do you have processes when you're sick? Do you have a way to keep your customers, So I'm learning from other companies as I keep my hands in all this. But there's a lot to deal with, as a mom, when you are raising 5 sons and then you are homeschooling them. There is a lot to deal with, and it is your husband's responsibility to make himself happy. So, ladies, have peace. I had a couple of people last night on my marriage channel say, I don't understand what you're saying. Your video says that you have peace with your husband's choice to not be happy, to, to choose not to be happy. And I guess I'm going to have to go in the other room because my son has a call. Hold on. No, okay. So, I said I was at peace with my husband's choice to not be happy. He chose to not be happy. He chose to make a decision based on himself and only himself. And I have peace with it. There's no point of, as I was explaining, there's no point of not having peace. You can have peace, ladies, even when someone meant it for evil, because God meant it for good. He always has your best in mind. So I was explaining I have peace with his decision. He made a choice to leave his family. And even though I was the one who did not make this choice, but still took the responsibility to try to work it out with him, he continued to choose that. So it's on him. It's 100% on him, ladies. And I didn't even do anything. And he left. So you can have peace with it. There's no point, like I said, of life is short. There's no point of continuing to, be like, what a jerk, what a loser, for doing such a thing. Just have peace with it. God has chosen this. He knew it before you even got married. He knew this was going to happen. And just to be dependent on him and be like, okay, God, you chose this for me. There was a time you chose for me to be married. There was a time you chose for me to bear children. And now there's a time that you are using me to be out there to help other women build their families. And you don't have to take any of that personally. You don't have to take it personally. It's not your fault that a man cannot be happy. It's not your fault. I mean, it's like saying, well, men too who struggle with pornography, that was something in our marriage. It's like, well, what's wrong with me? Is my hair not pretty enough? Are my eyes not pretty enough? And you can be a knockout, as a woman told me, and you can have a husband who still isn't happy. So it really is on him. And when he, isn't happy, looking at other women, putting you down, doesn't want to be there for his sons, it is on him, and you can still have peace. And that's the way you do it, guys. Because if you have unforgiveness in your heart, he's going to have to get forgiveness from God. But you can be like, I'm good. I'm good before God. I examine myself during communion. I am living a right life. I haven't done anything that is worthy of this. And so you can have peace and you can still be happy. So yeah, this lady is like, holy cow, I'd be devastated. I mean, we've only been married 15 years, and if my husband left, I wouldn't be able to make it. And I'm like, it really didn't bother me that much. I mean, it really didn't, because again, when you are, rooted in Christ, ladies, you have him in life. And when family comes up against you, tries to destroy you, it is truly their problem, because they haven't really gotten to know you. They really didn't have a conversation like, well, Melissa, I'm feeling like this and I feel like this, and what do you think? And how do you feel about this, Melissa? And, when I'm like this, I feel like this. There's been no work at relationships. So, relationships are very important in life. The ones that are close to you, keep them, work at them. But the ones who they don't want to communicate, they don't want to take accountability. One of my jobs that I will be starting said, he said, do you have any questions for me? And I said, yeah. What are your expectations as a boss? And he's like, I expect accountability. And when you mess up, you fix it. You make it right. And I'm like, I am the same way. If you have done something, you fix it. And you say, hey, I shouldn't have done this. I'm sorry about that. And let's find a way to fix it. So, yeah, so that's what I got for you now, ladies. Check out my marriage channel. I will be doing more videos on pro-life as I help other women, younger generation now, understand abortion, and then be in the community with a church at a smaller level in the schools to help girls be able to walk through all that stuff. Because sometimes they also don't feel like they want to go to a pregnancy center. They feel like, look, I need kind of a place where I'm not going to, be associated with this or that. I want to, be in a more private place. So I think there's a gap in between the home and more of a private place, and not, when I went to a pregnancy center, I did not sign up for, anything there. I just walked in. It was quick. I think I had grabbed the pregnancy test the first time, and then the second time I think I grabbed a car seat, and I went in real quick, blurted out the abortion. I didn't want to get into it. I didn't want a lot of talk. I just wanted to say something and get it out. And this woman, she met me at my need. It was a quick, I don't have time to talk about this, nor do I want to talk about it. I've got other things going on, and I need like help instantly. So I think there is that gap in between the home and the pregnancy centers and the church, although eventually a woman going to church and getting help to raise her family is the ideal part in community. So I think there's like just a bunch of, processes how to help women. So that's what I got for now, guys. Thanks for joining me.